But look, you're also you're a migrant, so clearly you must be a darling of the left, surely.
Hey, look, I'm a brown guy. I'm a migrant. I come from humble beginnings. I came to Australia when I was about 7 years of age. In fact, when I first came to Australia, I couldn't even speak English. I literally only spoke French. I learned to speak English in primary school. So get this, first day of primary school, no English at all, come to class. Thankfully, praise the Lord, there was another little boy in the classroom who spoke English and French. And what he would do, whenever the teacher would give us our work in English, he would take me outside and explain to me what I had to do in French. So I'd go back into the classroom, complete my work in French, and then the teacher would grade my work. God bless her. She had no idea what I was writing, what I was saying, but I got a few gold stars, so I must have done all right. And gradually, as the months and the years went on, I learned to speak English just by being around other English speakers. But luckily, because I was young, it wasn't that hard to pick up. So, that's a bit of my background, where I come from. You'd think I'd be a darling of the left, but I'm not. And the reason I'm not a darling of the left is because I reject all this, identity politics. I reject all this race politics. I reject all this gender politics. I reject the idea of big government. That's why they don't like me, because I reject all those things that they seem to love so much. And that's okay with me. They don't have to like me.
Well, it sounds like you had your old school and your own personal little Google Translate working there for you. But frankly, you speak about this nation with more love and respect and honour than the entire Green movement. I can see you've stolen all of the Australian flags in Parliament, which is great to see. But look, you said, and I want to share this quote from you with our listeners. So I quote, "When we arrived here in Australia, my parents had nothing, not a thing. Like many others who have come before, my parents worked hard for everything they had." End quote. Now, that's a very similar story to those of us who have a colonial history, who came here with quite literally nothing and sacrificed often their own lives to build this country. Are you disheartened to see so many activists and politicians purposefully dividing Australia along the lines specifically of race in search of money and power?
Yeah, I am. Everyone should be judged by the content of their character. Everyone should be judged by their actions, not on the colour of their skin. And I know exactly why they're doing what they are doing right now. A divided society, Alexandra, when a society is divided, it is easier to control. It's the old line of divide and conquer. And that's exactly what these guys are doing today. But you got to remember this, all your listeners out there, your politicians, not all of them, but a lot of your politicians are just puppets. Men behind the curtain, men and women, let's be politically correct for just 1 second. Everyone can be as bad here. Behind the curtain, pull the strings. They pull the strings. They tell these guys what to think, what to say, when to say it, how to say it. It is a very corrupt business. Politics is a very corrupt business. And I'm telling you this, and I'm sure I will not get re-elected. They're going to do everything they can. Not that I'm going to try, but if I did, they would do everything they can to keep a guy like me out of Parliament. And you know what? I'm sure I'll be attacked after this interview, but I'm going to say it how it is. I'm going to tell the truth. It's very corrupt. It's the old adage, divide and conquer. That's what's happening right now.